is murder of men and women and children. All war is rape and plunder and criminal waste. And today we represent the people of the world against the rich and powerful who want to continue to dominate. Now we're going from here down Whitehall to Parliament Square, where we expect from the people we elect some response to what we say. Because it is an outrage that we should be here, forced without taxation, to pay for the killing in Afghanistan and Iraq. And we do not accept it.
I think it's really important that people kind of recognise that we should still have a voice and that people come and say something, because if no one says anything then it's going to go unnoticed. So if people our age and stuff don't start rebuilding a decent society for them to live in, then who else is going to?
We're shortly coming up to the 5th anniversary of the greatest political crime of the last generation, the invasion and occupation of Iraq, which has cost hundreds of thousands of lives, millions of people in exile, destroyed a whole country, and that's a crime that the British government has been centrally complicit in. So we're getting tens of thousands of people to central London today to say, bring it to an end now, get the troops out of Iraq.
And I think the question now, 5 years on, is should they be allowed to get away with what they've done, or should they be held to account for their actions? There are various trials happening in the US and in this country of young soldiers being judged for war crimes. But shouldn't it be Blair and Bush, the architects of the war, who should be sitting in the dock?
Now, at the end of the war, the Nazi leaders were condemned to death at Nuremberg for making aggressive war on their neighbors. We're doing the same thing. They were hanged for doing that. What do you think our leaders are doing? They're making war on peaceful people, on innocent people, and if we don't do anything about it, we're hypocrites.
This demonstration today, from what you've seen, where do we go from here? We've had 20 demonstrations since 2001.
I think we're reaching the stage where this form is no longer sufficient. It's necessary, but not sufficient. There's going to be some very big events over the summer and the autumn in the wars in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Palestine, in Lebanon probably, as the United States election draws nearer. And we're going to have to respond to it. And we're going to have to discover new ways of protesting. Marches are necessary, but they're not sufficient.
What do you think about the media and the media's reporting of these wars?
Well, I think the media tried to ignore it. At the big demonstration, they never reported on the television a single speech that was made. What the media tend to do is to come with a camera looking for a scuffle or a fight or an arrest, to present it as a sort of disturbance. But today the BBC have been here, have interviewed me, and I think they may do better. That's why it's so important to have the independent media like yourselves able to get the stuff across to people who wouldn't otherwise hear the news.
The information is out there. Why aren't people acting on it? It's not like it's a secret or it's hidden. You can see information about the conflict on the independent media, but also mainstream media, and find it on the internet. Why are people just sitting back and living their comfortable lives and allowing this to happen?
You look at what's forcing the war is the war machine. This country is building 3 super aircraft carriers. Have come up from Portsmouth. What do we want them for? What do we want to project power? And if we project power, China will project power, Russia will project power, and we're back. Bush has taken us a full circle. He inherited a world where we were starting to see the end of the Cold War, and he's now pushed us back into a world where everybody is rearming again. It only leads to one thing: 6 days, 6 months, 6 years, 6 decades. At the end, it will. Has it got to be that? Or can't we see sense before then? Trillions, billions could be spent on sustainable living. We could have a better world. We don't have to have a world with war. World without war is what we want.
Nobody has the right to send our sons or fathers or even our brothers and husbands to death. How can any female manage without losing her partner, or any man losing his partner? partner, his wife, her mother, and his daughter, killing by cold blood.
I stand here with the rest of the world to let George and Gordon know it's time to be scared, because we, the youth of tomorrow, will no longer stand aside and allow them to continue.
War in Europe, that is impossible. We are united. If it's possible in Europe to outlaw war because we are united, what about the United Nations?
Can I give you a kiss? Tony Benn. I'm 20 years younger than you, and I'm very glad they asked a few younger people as well as you on the platform.
So am I.
We'll just wrap.
I think you probably wanted near the front of the march, Mum.
Oh, yes.
I would think.
Thank you, Hattie. And would you mind us using this for a documentary purpose?
Oh,
Maybe.
no.
Is that right?
What I have said, I would like to broadcast throughout the world. Build the United Nations. No more war.
Thank you, Hattie.
Well done.
That we don't have a permit to demonstrate today.
So I hear. I wasn't aware of that, but it seems like we have empowered ourselves and given ourselves permission, right? We are the powers that be. When we, the people, lead, our leaders have to follow. We have no choice.
Watch out! There's a rumble of war in the air. Watch out! I think you better watch out. There's a rumble of war in the air, and with a man like that you never know where or when. Get the troops out now! Get the troops out now! Get the troops out now!
Why are you protesting?
Because we're against it.
Why?
Because it's wrong to kill people.
Killing people for oil should not be legal.
What do you think we have to do?
This man should not be legal.
Why should you lead us anymore? When millions protested against your bloody war, it seems that oil and power is the name of this game. Your ludicrous greed is not in my name. There's an imbalance here, it's plain and clear. Western gain is global loss. Yeah, but if your house was pillaged, I'm sure you'd give a toss. Hypocrisy, insanity, overtaking democracy. I want to love and learn, not control and own. Yeah, and I yearn for a freer world to change this nation. So screw you politicians and fuck inflation. Your campaigns for saving the planet are complete and utter lies, cause there's an advert for McDonald's standing the other side. Is there a way of avoiding this mass consumption world? Cause you've created a money-strong army of wags and it goes. How can we make people see you need to boycott MTV? Buying the lifestyle on TV won't help you live more easily. Look behind the label of Topshop and Nestle. Hopefully you'd realise you don't want their shit anyway. Hypocrisy, insanity, overtaking democracy. I want to love alone, no control and own. Yeah, and I yearn for a freer world to change this nation. So screw you politicians and fuck inflation. Fuck inflation. Screw you politicians and fuck inflation.
They're spending 3.8 billion quid of our money a year, and then actually not allowing us to keep our hospitals open, cutting health workers' jobs, cutting all the public sector workers' jobs. We need to stand up. We need a revolution, actually, you know, and we need to stand up and be counted. We need to be doing this all the time, getting out on the streets. We need to be voting against their politics and for change.
Can you just bring the camera in here and just look at this picture here? I find this very disturbing indeed. Can you maybe talk about what's happening here?
What is going on there is a soldier from Rwanda. In the leg side, one is helping himself to cut a woman's legs, and another soldier from Rwanda is holding the woman's hand so she cannot move because she's alive, and another one in this side holding another leg so the woman cannot move. So this one is really helping himself to chop off this woman's leg.
I mean, a lot of people come to demonstrations just to sort of feel better about themselves and to feel, oh, I've done my thing and now it's all okay. But really, it's quite the opposite. It's not okay. You know, it's just haven't really changed anything. But I think one thing that is very special about marches is the congregation of people, and they're bringing together of a lot of like-minded people. So I think that's a great potential in meeting lots of people, networking. That's the business term. But like. Yeah, just meeting people, discussing things, making new groups, having new different ideas, sharing ideas and interests.
My name's Andy Pettit. I'm the chair of the Stop the War group in Coventry.
Could you maybe talk about, is there maybe sort of three or four things that people can do, you know, to sort of come together, maybe if they don't have a Stop the War in their city? What are any practical steps people could do to forming one?
I think if people are in a town or city where they don't have an anti-war group, to try and use the local media, the local press, to call a meeting, organise an event. You will find that people will turn up, organise a film show, contact Stop the War and get a speaker along. It's something that can be done by any small group of concerned citizens, I think, in any town. I think there's lots of those kinds of groups here today.
I think there's a realisation that we have to shift gears, that we've been doing this now for quite a while and it's become routine. And just like shoplifting is taken into account with the price of goods in the shops, these demonstrations are taken into account by the authorities. Oh yeah, well, a certain number of people are demonstrating, it's going to look like that, and we'll accommodate, we'll manage that, and then we'll carry on and do our dirty business. And I think that we're now understanding that this kind of demonstration is not enough. You know, that it is just catered for. It's managed. It's part of the equation. And we have to be very imaginative now. We have to think and act out of the box, completely out of the box.
We've been committing genocide against these people for 11 years when I came here. That was a recent date. We have been committing genocide against these people for getting on for 100 years now. David Lloyd George, one of our ex-prime ministers. We reserved the right to bomb the niggers, he said, back at the beginning of last century. He was referring to the people of Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran at the time. And we moved on a long way. Have people even noticed what's going on? Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, have they even noticed? Stop the war. Stop which war? Stop every war. Stop war. How about make peace? When are we going to put our efforts and our energy into making peace? Stop the war movement. Let's be positive. How about make the peace movement start? Mother Teresa said that. Yes, would you join this anti-war march? She says, no, I won't. But the first pro-peace campaign you have, I'm going to join, she says.